The classical oration is one way to structure a speech or argument. It is broken down into 5 parts and has been used since ancient times when classic orators from Greece and Rome structured their argument in this way. The Roman Cicero was one of the most celebrated orators in history. He helped develop the structure of the classical oration and used it in many of his orations. The structure of classical oration is broken down into 5 parts: the introduction, the narration, confirmation, refutation, and conclusion. The introduction, or exordium in Latin, introduces the topic to the audience. It is meant to get the audience's attention, or possibly by surprising them or challenging them. Often the speaker will try to establish ethos in this situation. The narration, or narratio in Latin, is part of an oration which the facts of the topic are brought up. The speaker often tries to appeal to logos and using statistics and facts. The speaker may also try to appeal to pathos. The confirmation, or confirmato in Latin, is where the proof of the case is created. This is usually the longest part of the argument. Logos is used heavily here to convince the audience. The refutation, or refutato in Latin, addresses the counterargument. This is where the speaker may concede a point or two, but also tries to disprove the majority of the counterargument. The final part of the classical oration is the conclusion, or peroratio in Latin. This is where the speaker closes the argument by reminding the audience of the main ideas and bringing together to answer the question, so what? There is an appeal to ethos here, and the conclusion is often the part of the argument where the audience remembers best. One modern example of the classical oration is Not by Math Alone by Sandra Day O'Connor and Roy Romer. O'Connor and Romer argue that it is just as important to teach English and history to American students as it is to teach math and science using the structure of classical oration. While classical oration is an effective way of forming an argument, it has some limitations. Since it has such specific and defined structure, it is not easily used in an informal atmosphere. The classical oration is a very useful structure for shaping an argument. It provides a persuasive way to make a case. It allows the speaker to address a counterargument, stopping a potential hole in the argument. The structure of classical oration is organized and provides a clear path for the speaker to follow.